Last video I learned 3D animation in 7 days and I was pretty proud of the result. But now it's time to take it to the next level by breaking everything. Let me explain. You've probably noticed weird shit can happen when you pause anime. Animators have been doing stuff like this forever, breaking every law of nature or making up new ones. Everything to make something that truly feels out of this world. You might already know about smear frames. If you don't, just pause Naruto. 2D animation is famous for this, but recently I learned 3D animations and even games do this as well. For example, look at Overwatch. What is going on? There are whole compilations of this. I never knew this. And I can never unsee it now. I'm a game art student learning 3D game animation, and I want to take my animations to the next level. Make them look as good as anime by breaking everything. Because apparently that's the way to go. So even though 3D games apparently break every law of nature as well, you don't see games going as all out as movies and TV series do. And that's for one, because game animations, besides from looking good, need to feel responsive as well. In anime, they can anticipate and build up attacks as long as they want. And I mean that literally. In games, you want to attack the second you press the button. And secondly, because you see the same fight animations thousands of times while playing the game. If you had crazy intense effects every single time, that might be a bit too much. Imagine GTA would have impact frames every punch, or Minecraft. Still, every once in a while, during the most intense moments, it can be pretty cool if it was a little over the top, but that's just my opinion. Last video I learned about the importance of animation reference, and I was filming myself, but if I want really awesome attacks, filming myself might not be the best option. So my teacher told me about this channel, absolute goldmine for animation reference. Game-like motion in a business suit? What more can you need? So I tried recreating some of his movements in Blender. I think it's a little boring, so I made it hurt. I already tried stretching it a little. It's really subtle, but it gives it a little extra pressure, and I thought it was pretty good. But looking closely, it looks like how I punched when I was 7, which is not good. This is because I'm used to animating from the wrist, and a good punch comes from the shoulder. Of course, I had 3 boxing lessons once. I know what I'm talking about. So apparently this difference is called IK versus FK, which sounds really complicated. I just call it weird punch and good punch. I'm not an expert. Watch this video. So now I know about that. I'm ready for the real assignment. Oh, did I not mention it's also an assignment for art school? My deadline is tomorrow. Found this bit I want to use. Pretty typical anime sword slash, but I've always wanted to try this. So I started making a sword. I found the sword too boring and tried making it crazier. Realized it's ugly now and changed it back. I don't have time to make cool swords right now. It's not even what this assignment is about. So there's just a few important key poses here. This time I was animating from the shoulder and it looks so much better. And now it's time for the fun part, breaking. So I've never really tried this before, but I guess I didn't expect this to work, but like it does. It adds so much. What the fuck? But the animation is really fast and kind of hard to read. And I learned about a couple interesting ways to fix this. Depending on the style, there are really different solutions. Literally adding mesh and after image. But in game, I think a nice versatile way is trail visual effects. So I made a trail directly in Blender using this tutorial, which is pretty cool. The animation is way more readable now. Already so much better than the animations from last video. But having this in Blender is cool and all. But I want it in game. And I think I can break more. So trying this in Unity, the game engine I'm using, the trail does not look as nice. Also, the trail is part of the rig and animated in Blender, which is really annoying to work with. So fuck it. I'm making real-time trail visual effects in Unity. So I did it, but it still looks just as weird. So I discovered this is because the animation literally doesn't have enough frames. I guess that can be a problem even in games. So I gave it some extra frames. Done! I edited the trail, changed the color. I also added the body trail because I didn't like the square I was using before anyway. And before adding the real spice, let's give him something to actually slice in half. So I'm gonna make him murder the default cube because it doesn't go through enough terror already. Make it personal. I added a simple background and lighting for a nice showcase. And there you go! Awesome, but now to add real spice. After studying impact moments from anime, I learned about impact frames. It's these couple of frames of pure black and white right at the moment of impact. And you know, logically, makes no sense at all. But it looks awesome. I guess it just emphasizes the moment of impact. Apparently Arcane has these as well, but I've never seen these in game. If you know any games with impact frames, let me know in the comments. But as far as I know, I might be one of the first ones to give a game impact frames. That might mean it's not a good idea. So creating impact frames with video editing software is really easy, but in game it requires more thinking. So I wrote a little script that just turns post-processing effect on and off for a couple frames, but it's not there yet. Something I really want to do is add a little slow motion right when it hits. It's all about emphasizing the moment of impact. Also,
really easy in video editing.
Harder in game, but not impossible because we have brackies. And look at this! But it's missing one vital element, which is of course shake. If only there was an easy to use asset for smooth shake. Smooth shake, now available in the Unity asset store. I made that last video. I'm sorry. So this did the trick. Obviously, sound is a really big part of it. I used some sounds from Epidemicsound, and there you go! It has way more power than the animations I made before. I'm really proud of this. So main takeaway, breaking shit. After this, I watched an in-depth video about impact frames, and I learned that you want to emphasize movement direction as well with lines. That might be why my impact frames don't have that much impact right now, but actually dynamically adding lines to impact based on movement direction in-game is a bit too hard for me right now. That sentence was hard. But I'm really excited to make better animations in the future. Definitely going to do this more often. Do way more stretching, way more breaking things. I can definitely break more. I'm excited to do that in the future, so subscribe! Thanks so much for watching. This video was a lot shorter than my other videos. Hope it was still interesting. I've been able to upload every 2 weeks for now, so that's pretty cool. But it's time for my next assignment. Bye!